All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Amazing. I like how we pretend that we weren't just talking for 2 hours.
Mm.
Like, hey, how are you? Good to see you. We've been downstairs talking. Anyway, we're all over the place today. And we have, I guess, a multi-topic episode where we're just going to kind of talk about a bunch of different stuff. But we always start with an opening take. So what do you got, Jen?
I got it. Okay. So I'm trying to be prepared, right? I'm working on my preparedness and things that I am accountable for. Anyway, so my opening take is do what you love. And the reason why is this week, I love doing hair. If any of you know me personally, I think some people think I'm a little crazy and overly obsessed with doing hair. It's just what I was meant to do. Anyway, so I had a client this week. She's been my client for probably the last year, and she's been asking to have hair extensions. And she's been growing her hair back, and we've just been working on getting her hair in a position where I felt it could handle hair extensions and not put her back to where she was. So yesterday, we did her first install with her hair extensions, and I haven't seen a client light up like that in a while, where truly there were tears in her eyes, and it was like a moment changed for her. Like, she's like, I haven't had hair like this in so long. She's my age, so lots of things happening with just changes, getting older, and basically was just like, I feel so pretty. I am like, she ended up texting me like, just you basically, like, in her mind, like, changed her life, right? But I just forgot how much I love that instant gratification that hair can do for somebody when they're just feeling so low about their hair, and there's a change we can do that makes them feel like themselves again. And it was a moment for me that just reminded me how much I guess I love what I do, and in a way that just made somebody so happy, and I was part of that with them, and it was just super cool. So do what you love and you'll be the happiest human being.
That's cool. My opening take kind of plays off of yours, I think, a little bit.
Wow, check that out.
So my opening take is to figure out who you are and then do the work. So I'm constantly seeing, I go through a lot of like Facebook stuff and Instagram stuff looking for like topics and just to get inspired and see what's going on, see what everyone else has going on. And so often I see, will you share your policies for this? Will you share your pricing structure for that? Will you send me your handbook? Will you, all these things? And I'm like, well, first of all, what works for one business doesn't mean it's going to work for another business.
Right.
It's not guaranteed to work for you. It might not even be working for that business.
Right.
Second of all, why would I send you all that stuff? Why would I do work and then just send it to you? It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not like trying to gatekeep. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'll have a conversation with somebody one-on-one and work through it with them. I don't have any problem doing that. But I'm not just going to hand you everything.
Also,
because
as a business owner, you should own your work.
That's a super lazy approach.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say is it's not yours.
Right.
So how is it going to work in your business?
Yeah.
You don't really have anything invested into it. It's not written based on your core values. It's not written to get you to your vision. It's not written with your mission in mind. And if you don't have those things as part, like an integral part of the formation of your business, then you don't really even have a business. You're just kind of winging it. Now, there's nothing wrong with winging it, but at a certain point, you've got to figure out who you are, and you got to do the work.
Yeah, you have to put.
And nobody can do that for you. You can hire somebody, I guess, to write a handbook for you, but if you don't put what you want into it, which is you writing it, then I don't get how it's going to serve you or your employees or whoever.
Right.
And it makes almost no sense to me.
And if you don't want to be doing those things, you should be asking yourself some other questions, like
figuring out who you are.
Right. Yeah. And why maybe you want to run a business.
Sorry, I made it.
Or do
Sorry,
you?
I made it so simple.
Do what you love.
Start where you are.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out something. So we do classes, and you have people that you teach a lot, and I'm sort of stumbling around because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Okay. That's why I'm talking so slow.
Okay.
Basically, you were telling me the other day, or the other week or whenever it was that you had somebody reach out because they were stuck with this hair problem. And I'm like, that's super cool. And then I was like, wait a second, that person works at
Oh,
this
yeah.
salon. Why are they not?
Mhm.
What's the deal with that? Why are they not able to go to whatever leadership looks like in their salon?
That
Is it like a
particular
rocky relationship? Is it a
I don't think all salons, or I don't think most salons are into helping each other. I think there's a pecking order and you're down there, and I think you have some top stylists that want to keep certain ones at the bottom. Maybe that makes them feel better. I'm not really sure. In this situation, I'd have to be guessing, but I know a little backstory on when she reached out. I think because she was held back for so long, she feels like she has to appear knowing stuff in order to get ahead. And I think asking me, she's just more comfortable, which just goes to show the leadership in that salon is not approachable, really, right? And if you come into Hello, there's people, we're always bouncing ideas off of each other, and we're doing it to get better and service the client the best that we can, right? In a lot of salons, it's looked at as you don't know anything and so you're lesser, which is not the case. You're never going to know everything, and you're never going to be the best at anything, right? You have to have help, and you have to form a team around you that if you don't know something, that they can help you. But I would say a majority of salons asking questions, they feel like it makes them look like they don't know anything. When
interesting?
actually the potential you're unlocking is so huge by asking these questions. It's showing you want to grow and you want to learn. It's not a bad thing, but I don't know why it's viewed as bad if you're trying to ask questions and have someone show you something. In this case, I ended up sending her a video to help her out and was happy to help, and she said it helped a lot. So
That's great. And I know we both love helping people. So I don't have any problem with it. It's just something that popped into my mind. And I was like, why wouldn't she just go to the person that's probably standing next to her
yeah, which I thought first thing, I'm like,
at the time?
it's sad. I'm like, she's coming
Yeah.
to me she's met once randomly rather than any teammate in her salon. She felt most comfortable asking for my help. And again, happy to help. But yes, it hopefully for her start seeing that maybe she's not in the right salon for her too, right?
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. But so here's another thing with newer stylists, newer barbers, newer hair pros, whatever. You're coming out of school. People, listen up. We get probably one, two, three, five a week. People reach out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hiring? Can I come in and shadow? The answer is no, we're not hiring. But there's a caveat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're hiring. So for the right person, we're hiring. Right? If somebody comes in and they blow our doors off and we're like, wow, this person's amazing. Yeah, we're hiring. We'll figure it out. We've done that before. It's every time. Right? That's just how it goes. The answer is yes, we're always open to somebody coming into shadow. That doesn't mean it's going to turn into anything. And to be honest, I'm kind of half joking about this stuff. Sometimes we don't have a position
Mm-hmm.
or it's just not the right time or whatever. We always bring people into shadow though, because we love to help. So I'm going to give you some advice. You're fresh out of school. Every single person that comes through the door goes like this. You get a lot of walk-ins. I swear to God, I want to slam my head off of the
Yep.
wall. So a better question or a better line of thinking might be something like, and if you guys are new and you're hearing this, please take this advice. Ask the owner or manager, whoever's bringing you in to hang out with you, how can you help me build a clientele?
Right.
That might be a better question. What are the things you'd recommend that I start doing in order to build my career? Things like that. Not get a lot of walk-ins, because I can feed you all the clients in the world, but if you suck at keeping them, you're going to have a real tough time.
Right.
So the amount of walk-ins is almost irrelevant. Also, why do you want walk-ins? I get it, because you want to start building you
Well, I
want to
don't
start
even know if
building,
they even
but
understand the question they're asking.
right. So walk-ins tend to be transient.
Right.
They tend to be your people that are last minute. They're not booking appointments. They're not necessarily looking for a new place to go. Their place was booked. They're seeing if you can cut their hair.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a more convenient place that they generally go to. Do we get those? Not a ton at Hello. What we do get, so we don't get a ton of like foot traffic just walking through the door looking for haircuts. Does it happen? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to build a clientele that way? I don't think so.
No, a small percent of those people actually stay.
Right. And so like what we've built at Hello, for example, is a place where you can build a stable clientele. So you're not stressed every
Mhm.
day about, do you have walk-ins? Am I
Right.
getting the walk-ins? Who's feeding me the walk-ins? And I think it's more about I don't think. I know for a fact it's more about finding and attracting the right
Mhm.
clients. That's what you want. The people that excite you, the people that are happy to pay your prices, whatever those might be. Yeah, that to me is just it's more exciting than do you get a lot of walk-ins?
Well, and we attract the new clients we do attract are researchers, right? So they find our page, they're looking at it. Most of them are even like, I saw this stylist on the bio page, I'd like to book with her. So they're looking to find a long-term relationship with a hair pro. And
Correct.
that should be the most valuable thing that you take out of an interview or a question session that we have together rather than the walk-ins. Because if you understood that we're attracting clients that are looking for a salon home or a salon place to be at for a good amount of time, that's what you want. And like to what you said, that builds, I always talk about like a foundation so that you know every week you should at least have this amount of people in your schedule so that you can build a career off that and then keep building, and then you know you can pay these bills, and then you know you can do this, rather than just like every week is like, hope we get some walk-ins here. Like that's not how you have a career. But I think in school they're probably taught like, ask a question, do you have walk-ins? I also love the stylists or hair pros that come in and have those more mindful questions because they're thinking about other things than just what they were told to ask.
Yes, we don't get a ton of like foot traffic traditional walk-ins at Hello. Yet everyone that works for us that wants to be busy is busy.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some really new people that are getting really busy because they're doing those things to develop relationships. They're doing things to create content
Mm-hmm.
focused at their target audience. They're doing the work and they're not just showing up and crossing their fingers for walk-ins.
Right.
Do we have people that work slower because they don't put as much effort into stuff? Yeah, of course. We have people at the whole spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have people that bust their ass and they're constantly busy. And then you have people that take a more laid back approach. There's no right or wrong.
Right.
But I think that walking question has to, someone somewhere has to stop that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's coming from schools. Like, do you get a lot of walk ins? That's not even what I want. That's so stressful of a life.
Yeah, that's not even the business we want to build, like for ourselves. I don't want to be just
Exactly.
slowly waiting or solely waiting on walk-ins to come in to build our staff, right? That's
No,
to me a
we
business waiting
market.
to fail.
Yeah, we market to very specific
Yes.
clients. And those are the clients that tend to come in and find us.
Mhm.
So, when they call on the phone and they're looking for somebody, they're like you said, Jen, they're looking for more of a relationship.
Mhm.
They're looking for somewhere where they can go
Yeah.
and just have that. Yeah.
I'd say even a better question, and I've talked to a few people of this when we've had people come in that are just looking for salons. They realize we're not hiring. They're just asking for advice. You should ask that salon, do you market? And what does that look like? What does your marketing look like? It's hopefully not just social media. Like there should be other things that they are doing to help build that business, which is what we do, which is why the walk-in question becomes like irrelevant. And it's to me, old school way of thinking.
It's also, and if you're listening to this and you've come in to chat with us, I'm not talking specifically about any single person. This is literally every person
Yeah.
that comes in. But how that comes across too to me is you're not like, what are you bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Like, what are you? So
Absolutely.
you finish school or you're finishing. We get a lot of people that are like almost done with school. So you're finishing school and you want to know what someone can do for you. You've got to put some work in.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk to me about who you are, what you're looking for, what are your goals. I don't even know how to help you because I don't know what you're after.
Right.
And if you're after just walk-ins, then I guess we're not the place for you.
Right.
But, again, we love helping people. So that comes from, seriously, I know I sound like a smartass sometimes, but that comes from a place of helping.
Yeah.
We also get, here's another random topic I have in my notes. I feel like every week we get at least one call that says, can you move up my extensions? It's just one bead. And we're like, who are you? Do you want to talk about this phenomena?
Sure. I think at the beginning when we opened, my mindset was like, we're gonna take all the clients and we're gonna do everything, and then
All the walk-ins.
all the
So
walk-ins.
I feel like this person probably got a bargain somewhere, or they
Yeah.
got extensions on sale, or their friend did them in the kitchen.
Well, I see it so often of
Now they want professionals to
right,
fix
the
it.
on sale. We just learned extensions. It's this much off, whatever. First of all,
Can you tone my extensions?
yeah, all the things. So we don't work on anyone else's work. If you want extensions, you can come in, we can consult. And then someone calls and says, "Can you fix my bead?" It's never one bead, it's always a big project. And I don't know what work someone else did. So those are not things that we now do. If you want to come in and consult for your future extensions, we can talk about that because I can't guarantee someone else's work. And if we do move up that one bead and something, God forbid, goes wrong, who's responsible for all the money that was paid for that hair, right? So we had to kind of draw a line there. Like we only work with new installs. It's ours from the beginning, and that's how that
I only work
goes.
on our work.
On our yeah. But I think it comes from a place where, I mean, you see it all over social media. Like if you do extensions, you can make whatever figure you want to put out there for money. So everybody and
Six figures.
their mother is learning how to do hair extensions. And rather than put in the time, the work, the effort, the practice over time till you get really good at it, they're just winging it. And then now there's a lot of people that reach out to fix their, whether it's the color of the extensions, whether it's the replacement of or the placement on the head of the extensions, all the things. And it's always funny when I answer that and I'm like, so we don't work on other people's work. And I'll get it all the time on the phone. Well, I'm not paying for more hair. I'm not paying for new hair. I'm like, you don't have to. When you're ready to be a new client here for extensions, give us a call. But for whatever reason, whatever's going on with your hair, you should go back to the person that did it because it's on
That
their
person's not good enough.
it's on there. Yeah, it's on them. And I
Or
also, the way we run our program is, they work on mannequins, 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 and then finally they get a model. And a model is not someone from social media. It's somebody they know, or it's a client that's been asking. We have a list of people that want to do that stuff, and we don't need to do crap work to get better. The crap work's on the mannequin. So by the time we're ready to do a model, all of the staff here that's now doing them on the models are ready to do them on clients too.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I didn't have anything else in my notes. It's just one of those interesting things that we run into a lot. I wonder if other people run into that.
Yeah, I'd say almost
Probably,
on
but
a hair pro situation, be careful of those people that are coming to you. Like, can you fix one bead of an extension? It's easy to be like, oh, I want to build my clientele and I want to do more extension work. But if something goes wrong, who's responsible for the work you're fixing? What if you mess up that hair? Are you buying them new hair? Do they expect that? Not always because someone's asking you to fix something, is it a right client for you? And in the extension world, I really believe if they need help with that hair, they should go back to the person that originally did it.
maybe we should create corrective extensions and start charging
Oof, imagine.
5 times the amount.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
it never feels good to turn away business, and on one aspect, but it also, is that business going to be with you? Is it really business coming your way, or is it someone looking, like you said, for a quick fix? Just somebody, can you just cheaply do this? Whatever. We're not looking
Yeah,
to
that
build
it's
in that manner. So
but they're definitely looking for some sort of deal
yeah,
or bargain shopping because they're using words like only. They're like,
Mhm.
it's only one bead.
Yeah, no, it's
It's
never.
only one problem.
Mhm.
It's only the tone is off. Like, well, go back to the person. It's- You
Yeah,
know?
we've had people come in that, yes, they got a deal with the install, and then they book a hair like consultation, right? So we think they're coming in for whatever to buy hair extensions, and they're like, "Can you just look at this install? Do they do it right?" And I'm like, "This what?" Like this is a lot of people coming in that, yes, they're getting a deal, and then they want it to be like checked. Can you look at their work? Like it's an insane world right now with hair extensions.
That's wild to me.
Hmm.
So they book a consultation. Are they telling us that it's for extensions or are they just booking a
Yeah,
consultation?
I think that one was a hair extension consultation. Uh-huh.
And they just wanted the work checked.
Mhm, mhm. Do you think she put these rows in the right place? Do you think, and everything was off. The rows were wrong, the color was wrong.
And what do you do?
S
Say, no, this
Say this
sucks.
say this woman's been in a few times. She's just always looking for a deal, and just was
We
like,
don't
"You
do
should
deals.
go back, and until
Yeah.
you're ready to buy new hair, we are not the place for you." Same thing,
We're not the
like
place for you because we don't do deals.
yeah.
So, and again, I don't say that to be a jerk. I say that to treat all of our clients the same across the board.
Yeah.
We have educational rates and things like that, but we don't do discounts. We don't do only one bead move
No.
ups. Yeah. Again, and that's not to say we don't do stuff for people. We just went through prom, and there's times where you're just like, you do extra stuff for people. I get it. That's not what I'm saying, but yeah, we're not looking for those clients. And if anybody is listening, you don't want those clients. They're not
Well, it's going
happy
to be a
with
headache
whatever
at the end of the
they're
day.
they're not happy with whatever, and they're not going to you. They're going to someone else, clearly. So what is going to happen when they're not happy with you? They're going to go to somebody else, and they're going to complain about
Because
you.
there are those clients that are just going to be not happy all the time.
Or again, you're not, and our staff knows to not do this, but you're out there putting yourself in a situation where you're liable for financial, you're just putting yourself in a bad situation.
It's too risky.
What else are we talking about here? I have some notes about some business stuff here, if my phone will cooperate. It was about Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. They got good flowers.
Yeah, so they have a lot of stuff. Now, I don't care if you like Trader Joe's or not, but I like looking at business models of different companies. And I like to look at things out. Small businesses is fun because that's where we live. If you have a hair salon, you are a small business. I forget where medium business and large businesses are, but you're not there. You're not hiring that amount of people. You don't have 250 people working for you. You might. There are a few in the United States, I think, that have hundreds of employees spread out. So that might qualify as medium business. But for the majority of people out there, you're a small business. So you should look at medium business. You should look at big business and see what they're doing right. Maybe what they're doing wrong. But wrong is easy. I like to look at what people are doing right. So what makes big companies profitable and how do they stay that way? So they cut out the middleman. That's basically what they do. So if you are listening and you're somebody that's like, the beauty industry brings in however many $1 billion, I haven't looked in a while, per year. Why aren't we getting that? It's because you're not doing all the things. You're not manufacturing color.
Right.
You're not making products. And if you are, they're white label. You're just slapping your name on a bottle that's made for you by somebody. So that's how those big companies are making the billions of dollars and why you're over here chasing six figures. So let's look at Trader Joe's. They have limited options for their products. That's one way. They have cult favorites, they call them. So things that are really popular with their clients, their customers.
Okay.
They keep their pricing structure. They're able to keep their pricing. So in 2023, bananas cost them like 19 cents or whatever. And if you look back 25 years ago, they costed 19 cents.
Wow.
So they're able to keep, however, they're doing that. Whatever I saw or was reading didn't dive into how they did that.
Amazing.
But yeah, they're able to keep their prices, however they're doing it, so that they can stay profitable. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not charging more for bananas than they charged in the past. It just means that they're doing smart business. Their revenue per square foot, nobody in the hair industry is thinking about square feet. Let's be honest. But their revenue per square foot is around double the national average for grocery stores.
Go Trader Joe's.
Which is huge. Yeah, that's a big feat. So they're maximizing their square footage. That's probably something you can do. So if you're listening, what I want people to do and what I like to do is look at your space. How can we better utilize this? It might be as simple as moving stuff around. It might be as simple as taking out your front desk because you really don't need one. It's a giant waste of money, in my opinion. I know other people love them and I'm not knocking you, but business, like we don't have a front desk and people are always like, who answers the phone? And I'm like, it's 2025. Anybody answers the phone or the answering machine answers the phone.
Or most people book online.
Yeah. Or they just go through our software. And they're ranked highest among customer satisfaction.
Wow.
So how do they do this stuff? They're smaller. They have fewer options. A big one is they're mostly private label. So they're creating, again, they're creating their own products. They're not just a shelf for other companies to sell their products. They don't advertise that much, which I thought was interesting because there's a huge chunk of money.
Yeah.
Competing with other grocery stores that they're not spending.
That's awesome.
and they don't have to. They do not have a loyalty program. A lot of salons are like, buy one, get one,
Mhm.
20% off. If you do this, you get 50% off this. If you tell a friend, you get 90% off that. And it's wild.
Mhm. I always wonder if, like, salons, when they do all that, like, deals and steals or whatever you
Do
wanna
the
call
math.
it, yeah, like, do you see your like, do you understand your return on investment? Are you even breaking even with whatever deals you're doing? Most often, I would go towards you're probably losing money, and do you even realize you're losing money?
On 50% off, you're losing money. On
Oh, yeah.
20% off, you're not making profit.
Right. So, like, holy crap.
So
So why are you
be
doing that?
careful. Be careful there. So Trader Joe's, they have no deli counter. So that's a big chunk that they cut out.
Love that. I
And
can't
they
stand a
have
deli
no,
counter.
what's that?
I can't stand deli counters.
Me neither. And they don't have an online shopping platform.
Hmm.
Their fan base is strong. They control their supply chain. They cut costs by eliminating the middleman. They buy in bulk. They pay up front to keep prices lower. So that is one of the things they talked about. I remember now
Okay.
is that they buy into the future, so they're able to invest that way.
Okay.
Interesting thing that they do is they pay in local currency. This won't really apply to salons unless you're buying direct from another country and you're converting your money. But
Mm.
I don't know many people that are at that level of
Yeah.
business. But it gives them they do that so that they can assume the risk, which gives them control.
Okay.
If a product, this one I want you guys, hair pros, listen up. If a product doesn't do well, they get rid of it.
Mm. Love that.
They don't keep it there because it's trendy. They don't keep it there because someone else's marketing says keep it there.
Mhm.
And they only stock what customers like. And that's a big one in this industry because I talk about this all the time with you, Jen. I absolutely don't care about products.
Mhm.
There are so many good products out there that do the job. If you want clean beauty products, there are so many good clean beauty brands out there. Pick one.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. Nobody is testing on animals. Nobody is supporting animal cruelty. So all these brands that write all this BS on these packages, nobody's doing that
Right.
stuff. Nobody's out there being like, I want the one that killed the squirrels. Like nobody's doing it. It doesn't even make sense. Save the ink on your bottles. You don't have to print that. And then just, I know in this industry, people just bring things in because they assume that it's going to help
Oof.
them. But really, all you're doing is diluting your brand to
Yes.
push somebody else's.
Yes.
You're diluting your brand to push somebody else's. And it makes no sense. We have people walk in all the time. Again, those are the walk-ins that we get. It's the people that understand that we work on an appointment-based system,
And don't book an appointment.
but they don't book an appointment. They just show up and they're like, "Can I tell you about this new thing? J-Lo used it. Do I look like I care about
Yeah.
J-Lo?
And just
Do
leave
I?
this magazine here. I'm like, that's going in the
What in
trash.
the ditty are you talking about? I don't care about J-Lo. J-Lo's
Yes,
hairstyle.
but there are a lot of salons that would be like, "Oh, JLo uses it. I should just have it. Sure, I'll just buy 12, and then it's on and they don't even know why they're buying it." Yeah.
Yeah.
We have even a whole
That
system
day
of how
that
we bring in products and what that looks like leading up to it. Doesn't just show up on our shelf. There's a lot of
because
vetting that goes through that.
because the company and the brand has to all the way down to even the distributor. We have to align
Yeah,
with everybody or it's not going to work.
right.
We don't care. Again, there are so many product lines out there. I'll find something else that'll
Mhm.
fill the hole. It's not a big deal to me at all.
I love piecing together, like, the products that we basically stand behind, use all the time, we all use, and it's I don't need to have a whole product line from just one product, or one line from one brand. It makes it feel more you probably don't like this word, but I do, like boutique, and I feel like clients then
Why don't I like the word?
I wasn't sure. I don't know. I think
Huh.
I wasn't sure if you'd go with that one. But clients also trust us. Like, what if we do bring in something new? They know it's been vetted. They know that we've used it, we've tried it, we've done a bunch of work behind the scenes, and then they get excited. It's not just like, oh, the rep dropped something off and now we're selling it. Like, I would no.
Yeah, we
Not
have
how we do.
a specific, I would say, subset of clients that they're just going to buy all the products. So if we get new stuff, they come
Right.
in, they smell it, and they go, "Oh, you guys like this?" And they just put it in a bag. We'll take it, put a bow on it. And that again, that is because we're going through the process to make sure that these companies are aligning with what we think business should look like. what we think their company's roles in the community should be, things like that. And companies that, I mean, everybody says that they give back. Everybody donates portions of funds and whatever and raises money. That's all cool. But where is it going? What is it? Is it going to a cause that resonates with me? Because there's no way for I don't know how to word it. There's no way to save the world. And I don't mean that to sound like,
No, it's just
oh, bummer.
realistic.
Yeah. So what I want to do is, because again, we get requests for donations constantly. Not as much as you're hiring, but we do go through phases where we get a ton. And I'm like, I got to say no to all these people because I don't know you, first of
Right.
all. I don't know if we align. You're not a client. And if you say yes to everybody, then you're not able to really help.
Right.
So when I was involved with CrossFit, I was a CrossFit affiliate for 10 years. They had, do you remember the CrossFit for Hope?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we did CrossFit for Hope. And what CrossFit for Hope was, we're jumping all around, but this all relates. CrossFit for Hope was an initiative to help St. Jude, St. Jude's Hospital, raise money. So we went through, I think we did like 3 years. We did CrossFit for Hope. We got bouncy houses and we had live music and we had food. And we did 1 year at a local restaurant and they helped us raise money. And we sent a bunch of money to St. Jude. Well, it turns out St. Jude is really, really good at fundraising. They didn't need our help at all. So the founder of CrossFit at the time was still in charge. And he was like, I would rather break this money up and give like a life-changing amount, like 10 grand, 20 grand to like an individual or a family that needs it, because that will make a bigger impact than sending $2 million or whatever that was collectively raised to St. Jude, a place that raises hundreds of millions of dollars on their own. And so I take that same approach when it comes to what we'll donate from the salon. I will almost never donate because, so even if it's the same cause, I'm never going to run it through like the grocery store. You know, the grocery store's like, you want to round up?
Right.
No, I don't want to round up so that you can get a tax break.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to round up. I want to donate that money directly from my business so that I get the benefits from it. So you've got to figure out who you are and then put in the work. That came around easy.
Oh, look at that.
Look at the time. We should probably wrap up. Do you have any closing thoughts, or do you want to talk about anything that I just rambled on? I thought the Trader Joe's example was good because they figured out themselves. They figured out what works for them. And even though other grocery stores have a deli counter, even though other grocery stores sell tons of stuff that's not their own, and they have huge marketing budgets, Trader Joe's was like, we're going to do things different.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're doing for business, but I would imagine that they're growing.
So. I mean, with some of the numbers you just threw out there, I'd say they must be. I think it's a good, I love the example. I didn't know that about Trader Joe's and I don't go there often. Like I said, we use their flowers for events all the time. But
I don't shop there because it's not convenient.
It's not even close to us. I agree.
If I'm near one, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
It's the same with Whole Foods. We don't really have one convenient to us where we live, so I don't go there.
Yeah.
But I will stop there if I'm driving by to check it out because they have different stuff and I like checking out different stuff.
I think the takeaway for me with the Trader Joe's is we see more often salons just copying other salons, right? Like you said, like, give me your price list, give me your handbook. Like they're not being like, what do I want for my business? And I think sometimes you have to hear what another business is doing to maybe switch up your own, but basically like you can write your own future and you should be doing your own thing, right? It may even look similar to other salons, but the goal is that you have your business, your brand in mind, and the decisions you're making are based on what's best for your brand and your business and not what everyone else is doing around you. And you can be successful even if it looks a little different. It doesn't always have to, it shouldn't always be the same. How do you stand out? How do you stand differently than everyone else around you? Why did somebody pass 70 salons to come to yours? More often it's going to be because you're doing something a little different that stands out. And I think Trader Joe's, cool example. Love it.
It is a cool example. I'll try to find some more. If I make notes, it's a lot easier, but sometimes I'm watching something on YouTube, like passively if I'm doing something else or whatever. And I'm like, this is interesting. And it's just a lot of business stuff. And then I like to read a lot of articles and things, but yeah, just go explore. Go on YouTube and type in business CEO or whatever, and you're going to get a bunch of interviews with CEOs from different companies, and they're going to tell you what they're doing to make their companies better. And it all looks different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones that copy are the boring ones. Those are the ones that don't stand out. So yeah, figure out who you are and then do the work. All right. That's it.
Okay. Have a great
We
day.
have, for people listening, we have a class coming up on June 13th,
Yes.
right? So it is a blow dry and styling workshop at Hello.
Yes.
So in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Come join us.
Check it out. I'll put the registration and info link in the show notes, which I think I said I'd do that last week, and I'm not sure if I did. So I'll go back and add them.
Okay, great.
Or check out our social media. All the links and info are there. Or just walk in.
Stop by, say hi.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.